your direct sales expert. I am coming to you live from sunny Southern California. Whoop, whoop. And I'm so sorry. We had a little few technical difficulties. We had to switch out a headset and see what was going on here. But hopefully, you guys can see and hear me okay. Could you guys put a one in the chat box if you can see and hear me okay? I know we've been having some issues, but let me know. And for those of you who I'm going to go ahead and actually put this one on too and see. For those of you who are on whoops, sorry. We're going to go here. I'm going to make sure that we can, I could hear myself. So I think we're good. Hey, Don, welcome to the broadcast. Thanks, Kathy. You guys are awesome. So I'm still experiencing some weird things in my headset, but hopefully you guys, as long as you guys can hear me, we are good to go. So you guys know the drill, by the way. So if you are new, please put your name in the chat box. Dawn already knows. She's already writing winner. Way to go. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Looky. Hey, Matthew. Welcome to the broadcast. Thank you guys for being here. And thanks for hanging in there when, because technical difficulties happen. So I think it's a really good topic to talk about because life is never as it seems, right? We're always going to hit some hiccups in the road. Stanley, welcome to the broadcast. Thanks for being here. That's right. You guys want to put winner in the chat box because that is one of the ways that you can win one of our grand prizes. We have a few more weeks before we give that out, but you do need to be present to win the grand prizes, just so you guys know. So make sure that you drop your info there. If you have not gone to doyouneo.com/register yet, that registration, even though you're already here, it also gets you in the drawing for another drawing that we do. So thank you, Stanley. Thanks for being here. Guys, tag someone in the broadcast if you think they need to learn about social media. You probably know plenty of people that have struggled. And honey, can you check? Because I know we were having some issues with the broadcast also pushing through to all the channels. Can you check that out and make sure that it is so we can make sure everything is dialed in. Hey, Becky, welcome to the broadcast. Thank you. I'm glad you guys shared. I'm glad you're here. Yes, Matthew, you need to learn social media. Absolutely. Well, we'll definitely going to dial you in on some of that stuff today. We have a really great guest coming. But I would love to know if you guys have questions on what to do with social media. Now, if you can put them in the chat, Honey's going to try and coordinate them for me and make sure that I can see them all. But this is an important day. We got a great guest coming on, and we're going to deliver some great value on social media, on how to end up building your business, build your brand, how to get people to engage with you, interact with you. That's because that's what it's all about, right? That's what social media is all about. So I'm going to go ahead. Yes, welcome. Thanks for being here, guys. We are actually live streaming on 5 different platforms, and if you're just got here the first time, this is the Do You Neo Need Extra Opportunities series that's sponsored by Neogenics. And we are a 12-week series. We have 3 more weeks to go. Today's 3. We got the 24th, I think, is our last week. But we have been dropping knowledge bombs each week. We've had superstar guests that have given you guys gifts and opportunities each and every week. So I'm super glad about that. Now, while I'm going to go and pull up our PowerPoint or our presentation slides, just so you guys have a few. But for now, I want you guys to drop in the chat box for me what you've learned, either maybe from last week, because it might be the freshest, or maybe what the biggest aha moment you've had from this series so far. Because I want to tell you guys a little bit about Neogenics and stuff as our sponsor while you're doing that. Knowledge bombs. Boom. That's right, Kathy. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about that while we pull up our slides. I want to know what it is that you guys have found absolutely the most helpful. Like, has there been something specific that you thought, yes, that absolutely has given me exactly what I need. It's exactly what I needed with my business. It's exactly what I needed for this, this specific thing that was happening. So that's what I kind of want to know. All right, let's see. You should be able to see that slide. I'm going to check those comments in a minute, but tonight is called Social Media is Social. So we want to talk to you about engagement and how to get things going and moving. We have Dinesh Agrawal on the broadcast today, and he is the CEO of Recur Post, which is a posting software to allow you to get all of your content posted and even put them inside what I call filing cabinets, right? That you put that information in these filing cabinets so you can have perpetual evergreen content going out while you add in new content at the same time. So it's a fantastic opportunity for you to really start getting your social on. And remember, remember, those of you who are new, be sure to put winner in the chat box right now. We are all the streams from all 5 platforms pull inside to our StreamYard platform. And StreamYard is also one of the co-sponsors of the program. And as a matter of fact, if you go to the sponsors page on doyouneo.com, there is a link there at the bottom for you to get a 2-week trial and to get I believe, and I think, is it a discount? I can't remember. We have such great opportunities that each of the guests has brought. But you can, I know there for sure is a 2-week trial as well. So make sure you type in winner at the bottom so you can be in line. Our grand prize is worth almost $1,000. So that is, it's going to be a special opportunity for you. Plus, just each time you share, comment tonight, you are getting entered into the drawings as well. Okay, so tonight we have a product sponsor of the night, and tonight is NeoStart. Now, I wish I would have put one together for you, but like I did last time, but I can't drink NeoStart at night because it's not just like they say right here, it's not just an energy drink. It is this orange supercharged awesomeness. My husband doesn't even drink coffee anymore. Every morning he has NeoStart. I'm going to start doing that tomorrow. Instead of in the coffee pot having coffee, I'm putting hot water in there. And I like my NeoStart with some honey and some lemon. So again, we've got some great recipes and stuff for you too, but you should definitely try it. It says it helps reduce stress and anxiety, increases your focus and concentration. But really right now, we definitely need it to support our immune system. So the NeoStart program, our product, is an absolute favorite of ours here. So want to make sure that you guys have a chance to get in on that. All right, so I'm going to come back over to our stream and check out any questions and stuff that we've got here and what knowledge bombs. AHA was to leave video messages. So Kathy, have you been doing that? I know Dennis would be interested to find out if you've been leaving video messages since that was your AHA moment. I know you did it the day after because I saw you posting some of those. Matthew says he hasn't watched all the episodes. That's okay, my friend. You can certainly, if you've thought of something that you've seen us say, you're welcome to share it. Otherwise, hang tight and hopefully we'll drop some knowledge bomb that you'll really find valuable. Tons of inspiration from different venues. I've taken lots of notes. Kathy, I'm glad to hear that because that's the sign of somebody who's really engaged in wanting to learn is taking notes because, that's how we act. And even if, I'm guilty of being that person that takes notes and I don't always review the notes to act on them. But remember, each time you're listening, you get a piece of it in your subconscious. Each time you write it down, you get another piece in your subconscious. Each time something comes up that reminds you of it, it's another piece and another piece, which is exactly what we're trying to do. We're trying to make sure that we continue feeding our mind with things that will help us to build our business and our brand. Let's see. Kathy, Rachel said she was thinking the same thing, but she couldn't remember the presenter's name. That was Dennis Yu that told you guys about the video. Love the video message too and audio just to make a different impression. Great, Becky. Glad to hear it. So how is this gentleman's site different from the Repurpose guy? Oh, they're totally different. And yes, we'll tell you all about that. Can't remember all the names off the top of my head. Right. We've had so many industry leaders here trying to help you guys that it's absolutely phenomenal. And the beauty of it is each one of them has layered on to each other. So if you put everything I've taught you together, with what Neogenics has done here, then you have this very well-rounded brand of being able to create your graphics, post your graphics, create your engagement. It's got lots of good stuff. I'll explain that to you guys in just a little bit. Let's see. Drinking one now. Great Neo bottle. I know. I love the Neogenics bottle too. It's the easiest because, especially if you're a live streamer. What you guys know before I had to do this, and it's not as sexy or sleek when you have to gulp your water, and you can, this is a pretty sexy looking bottle, there we go. And when you have orange stuff in it, it's so pretty, right? The orange is in there. Anyway, okay, back to your things here. I love NeoStart cold. Refreshing before or after a workout and great for working in the yard. Yeah, that's awesome, Rachel. I have some other ways that I've been using it. I may have to throw that in there and let you guys know too. I like to create recipes, but not just regular recipes. I like to do some really fun stuff. And if we have time at the end, I will definitely bring you guys up to speed on that. Let's see. NeoStart has a great taste. Wonder Woman. I'm not sure who you're speaking of, but you guys are all a bunch of Wonder Women. Hey, Barry, welcome to the broadcast. Great presenters each week. Thank you, Rachel. Okay, so let's talk about some time-saving tips, and this is kind of blending in with today's broadcast as well. Is that time-saving tips? What we do here as an agency is we take a content calendar and we review it. So you guys might want to take some notes here because I wasn't going to go a deeper dive into that, but I want to make sure that you guys understand how to start creating your content. Put a 2 in the chat box if you do a content calendar right now. Okay, just put a 2 in the chat box if you do that. Mine are all martinis and margaritas. Kathy does have, I've seen some of the things that you post on there. Absolutely. Yes, share it out. Thanks, Becky. The orange creamsicle shake, right? That's a good one. So put a 2 if you guys do a content calendar. If you don't, that's totally okay. I'm going to give you some tips right now on what I recommend that you guys do in order to get your content prepared and getting it all prepared at once. For instance, you guys, okay, so this is a chance. I'm gonna go off script a little today, and I'm gonna give away a gift. You know, Neo Start is our product of the day, so I'm gonna give away a Neo Start for the first person who can remember what I taught you about. I guess I gotta figure out how to word this question so I make sure that you guys know how to get the answer. Is that I'm about to show you how to put content together. I think it was 2 weeks ago, I told you about the time-saving twins. The first person that can tell me who the time-saving twins are is going to get a Neo Start. Now, let's see. I don't know. It might be a tall order. If you weren't taking notes, you may not remember what they were. But while I'm waiting for you guys to put that in the chat box, I am going to, keep going and make sure you do have a pen and paper. So because you guys want to definitely, I'm telling you, got to take these notes down. So put a 3 in the chat box if you're ready to take notes. Okay. Put a 3 in the chat box if you're ready to take some notes. And that is also, just so you guys know too, getting your audience to engage with you. Not only does it make it easier for you to recognize that people are there and that they're conversing and that there's communication going, it does actually trigger the algorithm as well to see you as a relevant source of information. And since we're talking social media, I think that's an important piece to kind of pop out there for you, is that you need to you need to understand that engagement is key. So I want you guys to talk to me, but since you can't physically talk, the only way I know that you're there and paying attention is to ask questions that you can respond to, which does double duty. Number one, as a speaker, it gives when you guys are doing your live streams or whatever, it gives you a way to relate to your audience, but it also gives the algorithm a way to recognize that people want to hear what you have to say, that you're communicating, that you're not just, doing a monologue, right? And sending out a lot of information, but you're actually looking for feedback. So there's a connection there that's really important as well. All right. So number one, what we do is you guys can get this free. Honey, we'll drop the link in there as well. Oh, and I see Rachel and Becky. And Becky has lots of notes, and Barry, they all have a pen and paper in hand. They're ready to go. I don't know where the rest of my team is there, but make sure you've shared this out. Put your name in the bottom so we can say hello. Hey, Melanie, welcome. We're so glad you're here. So number one, I recommend you download a free thing off of our website on VickiFitch.com/freebies, or honey, you can drop the thing there. It's for the national hashtag calendar that we've put together. It's a combination of lots of different sources, not just one, of what national hashtags are out there. Okay, that's number one. Number two is that then you're going to take that and you want to review it. Now, for me, again, if you guys have done the Rockstar Guide to Getting It Done, then you know that we have a full, there's a full step-by-step instructions of how to do your daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, biannually, and annual planning that's inside there, right? So the rest of the team is looking for time-saving twins. Yeah, I know, right? The first person who comes up with it, they might be scrambling back through their notes, but you guys want to pay attention to what we're saying here too, because it's really going to help you in the future. So, and again, honey, if you want to drop, as I give them these tips, if you want to drop them in the chat to make it a little bit easier, especially if people are distracted trying to go, find the information so they can win that prize, that's great as well. So you want to get the national hashtag calendar off of our website. And again, VickiFitch.com, that's VICKI, F as in Frank, ITCH.com/freebies. freebies. I believe it's there. It might be somewhere else too. Honey can tell you. There you go. All right, she dropped the link there. And you want to download the national hashtag calendar. All right, then you want to set aside a time to do this each week, but there's a time that you want to at least do a month, right? A month. We do quarterly, but you want to at least do a month where you're looking and saying, okay, for instance, I can tell you July 1st is crazy ice cream flavor day, I believe. Okay. And so this is why I'm going to give you the tips to kind of line up here on for what I did for crazy ice cream flavor day is I took vanilla ice cream and the NeoStart and I started mixing a little bit in at a time to see what the ratio is. For me, one scoop with a half of it might even have been a third, I have to look at my notes, of NeoStart created this orange dreamsicle kind of ice cream. Now, remember, this is, you can tie this into your business. I only remember that one because it's July, it's July 1st. But when you get prepared in advance, like we always try and be at least 30 days in advance. So that means right now we're booking, like trying to work through August, right? August and September to make sure that it's all set. But that way, when you look at the calendar and you find some things that can be applicable to your business, you can take pictures, create recipes, do whatever you want to create some content to fill in there on your content calendar. And then you can transfer that over to like Recur Post, for instance, which is who our speaker is today. So that I don't want to overwhelm you guys with too much. I want to see if you caught where I'm going with this. I'm sure you guys are writing furiously right now, like, I gotta make notes. But I want to see if that's so far resonating with you guys, if you're understanding where we're going. Welcome to the broadcast, guys. So are you guys with me? So you look at that national hashtag calendar because it gives you a place to say, I might be able to trend, right? I might be able to catch a trending hashtag. I might be able to find a new audience based on them looking through, a hashtag. I see people saying, hey, Jeannie. I don't see Jeannie in the chat, but hey, Jeannie, welcome to the broadcast. We're so glad you're here. And so, we can look at that and say, how can we do this? Yes, Rachel says, use the hashtag calendar to get ideas for relevant posts. And you can make them fun and quirky. You guys might remember, some different posts, like, one of the most popular days, of course, is National Chocolate Day, right? Because everybody's sending stuff about chocolate. On Pi Day, which is pi as in the numerical symbol, I guess, is that what you call it? Pi, the symbol of pi. They're like people for pizza parlors, for instance, will take it and say it's National Pie Day. It's PI, but National Pie Day, and they'll give you a discount on pizzas. So you can be fun and creative. But when you use those hashtags and you use them across the platforms, people that are looking for those hashtags, especially if they start trending, then you get to see a whole new audience. And it doesn't matter if only one new person kind of picks up or likes your content. What you're trying to do is extend that reach from the people that you know right now to people that are outside your circle of influence. So being fun and crafty and creative with the way you deliver the message is something that's really important. March 14th is Pi Day. Thank you. Thanks, Becky. Yeah, I don't remember. I do try and use them very effectively. Thank you so much. But what you want, like I said, try and look at it right now. So it's June. I know National Hydration Day is coming up, which is a great thing for our product of the month, right? Which is NeoStart. We have Father's Day coming up. You can, whatever your product or service is, you can put something together for Father's Day. Father's Day always trends. And so here's another tip on that social media part, since like I said, we're going through social media. And I don't see our guest here in the back. Honey, can you send a message to him and just make sure that, he is actually in India. So he's at a completely different time zone, and hopefully he didn't get a little bit confused on the days, because when we have a lot of international clients, and sometimes the days get a little confusing. May 4th is Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. Yes, I love that. And it's funny. I think it was, this May, we have our whole, we have a whole thing that we've done with May the 4th be with you. And we were so busy putting products together for clients that I don't even think ours got out. And it was so cute. I was so excited about it. Oh, Neogenics did a really cute one too. I really like that one. Baby Yoda, who was, again, Baby Yoda, for instance, was trending. as soon as the new series came out on Disney. So you always want to be on the lookout for things that are trending. You know, whether it's just a new game, like when Fortnite first came out. I remember I hashtagged a thing about I called it Fortnite Mama. And I had like, I don't know, like 10,000 new views and stuff like that, just because I hit a national trending tag that got some people checking out what I was doing, checking out my content and checking out different things. So remember, you don't want it to be like what they call clickbait. Put a 4 in the chat box if you know what clickbait is. Put a 4 in the chat box if you know what clickbait is. And I'm going to keep on talking about social media until our guest gets here. And like I said, if there was some hiccup there, then you guys will get me again today, and I will be able to drop some more knowledge bombs on you, because it doesn't get much better than that, right? Joint says yes, he knows what clickbait is. For those of you who don't know what clickbait is, it is something. Melanie knows what it is. Kathy knows what it is. It's something that you tag or title that is trending, but has absolutely nothing to do with your product or service. That's why it's really important that you use integrity with your marketing, that you connect it somehow. Like, for instance, may the fourth be with you. If you had Baby Yoda, or when Baby Yoda was trending, let's say you had a product that was a green color, the same as Baby Yoda, to say, love this product. The shade reminds me of hashtag Baby Yoda. It absolutely ties in. It's absolutely legit. It's just, it's a bridge you're building. It's not something about Yoda, or it wasn't about Baby Yoda. But if the color is the same or it's similar, you can use that to bridge that gap and create an even larger audience. Does that make sense? Hey, Larry, welcome to the broadcast. Thanks for being here. Jeremy, thank you for being here. Becky wrote question marks. Is that asking about clickbait, or did you have a question about something else? Again, if you guys have not hit that share button yet, I would love it if you guys would hit the share button. If you're finding value here, also hit the share. Tag someone else in the broadcast that you think might need some help. Charity, welcome. It's good to see you. Clickbait can be related, but hyperbolic, yes, or redundant. It can be. But we want to make sure, hey, Heather, welcome. We want to make sure that we're delivering as much value as you can. There's nothing wrong. As a matter of fact, it's absolutely, people find it ingenious and fun when you do find a way to build a bridge to a topic that you haven't had before, because it builds a bridge to a new audience who might go, oh, that's really cool. I hadn't thought about that before. So when you use your creativity and when you take that opportunity to start thinking in advance, because it's harder when you wake up in the morning and find out it's National Banana Day and you don't have anything prepared with bananas and you don't have bananas. But if you know, for instance, it's National Banana Bread Day, and you have a great recipe for banana bread, make it in advance, take some pictures of it, create your own recipe, and share that out on National Banana Bread Day. Because guess what? People are looking it up. It doesn't have to trend for someone to be looking for it. Does that make sense? Put a 5 in the chat box if that makes sense. You don't have to be looking for the super home run where 1 million people are checking out your websites. I mean, let's face it. If 1, 2, 5, 10, 20 people, if you get one new customer every time you made a post, wouldn't that be pretty cool? If you get one more connection or person that's interested or maybe likes your page or subscribes to your newsletter list. I mean, obviously we'd love bigger numbers, but don't balk at the small ones. Don't balk at the slow and steady pace. That, remember, slow and steady wins the race. That's what we want to do. We just want to keep being consistent. Heather says 5. Kathy said 5. Becky says 5. Welcome, guys. Finally catching live once again. Thank you so much. If we win a prize, what is the link to comment? You mean the link to claim your prize? That's doyouneo.com/I1. One new customer for me is a home run. That's right. Because every new customer, you guys should be treating as a little nugget of gold, right? That new customer is an opportunity for you to sell more products to, for them to be a great referral source, for them to even do testimonials. So you should be asking for testimonials from your customers as well, what they like about your product, what they found dynamic, what they find exceptional. Maybe they find your customer service exceptional. If they'll do a video for you or give you a quote you can put a picture on, you can create a graphic or you can create information about that for them and use that in your branding to let people know. It's called third-party testimonial, and it gives people that idea, okay, she's legit, she's relevant, or someone's finding it relevant, and therefore I might give it a try myself. I'll take one proposed. There you go, Becky. There, see, so you guys, that's right. Slow and steady wins the race. And you guys aren't, you're not greedy. because what you're trying to do is grow. And that's why this program, the Do You Neo program, is all about what extra opportunities do you need. Many of you guys have been home for 3 months. Maybe your state's opening up, your city, your county, and you're saying, oh my gosh, okay, I can get back to work, but I'm recognizing the value of having a side hustle. Or maybe my work still hasn't opened and I really need extra money. Finding a side hustle and understanding how to use social media as a driver to that business is a critical piece in this day and age. I mean, I know there's some issues with some of the social media companies for sure, and there's a lot of censorship going on and different things happening. But let's not look at the negative. Let's look at the positive. We just said if we get one new connection, one new customer, one new thing, we know that it has the ripple effect. We know it has the ability to bring in even more business, even more referrals, and it spreads our message in a wider zone. So that's what we're trying to do. All right. So I still don't see our guest here. So I'm going to I'm sure Honey's trying to reach him, and we're going to just keep on. I'm just going to keep on going. Why don't you guys drop some links in the chat and let me know if there's specific things that you guys want to learn. Otherwise, I'm going to keep going on this and kind of explaining how RecurPost goes. And then, Honey, I know you have the link to RecurPost that we have on our website, that we can drop that in here too, so people can understand how it is. But we'll continue talking about the content calendar. But for now, put some more messages. Tell me what you guys want to learn today. Like I said, until Dinesh gets here, I will continue to drop some value here for you guys and say, what do you want to learn? Like if you had a Q&A and you could just pop on right now and say, and pretend nobody else was here so you didn't have to feel weird about your question, what would you ask me as a business and branding expert? What would you ask? Hey, Stacy, welcome. Hey, Carson, welcome to the broadcast. Hey, Charity, thank you so much. What would you ask? What do you want to know? What's like that driving question? And remember, this is a safe zone, okay? Your home right here. This is the Do You Neo platform, and we're here to help you to build your business, build your brand, or take care of whatever it is that you want, right? So just remember that. Let's see. There you go. Thank you. So Honey dropped a link in there for you guys. And yes, absolutely. Somebody's asking if I'll introduce myself because they're new to the broadcast. All right, I will. Hi, everybody. My name is Vicki Fitch. I am a direct sales expert. I've been in the industry for over 20 years, top 10 sales and recruiting internationally for more than a decade. I've also built and sold 4 companies. I'm an author, a speaker, an international business consultant. And my job and my purpose is to help all of you get outside what I call the 5,000 to turn your passion into your profits. So whether it's that as a primary business or as a side hustle, this is the time right now for you to figure out, hey, what do I love to do? What's driving my heart and makes me excited to get up in the morning? Excuse me, Dr. Tom Barrett used to say, you need a dream that gets you up early in the morning and keeps you up late at night because you're so excited and you're so on fire for it. So what makes you feel that way? And then what my job is to help you marry those things and show you how to use social media and how to use your skills to train you with your sales skills, train you with recruiting skills, train you with whatever you need to make sure that your business and your brand is top notch. Okay, so none of you are giving me questions. So I'm just going to keep on trucking with where we were at and talking to you about content calendars and creating a content calendar. For us, like I said, we use multiple platforms. Whatever, I see Stacy popped a question. Let me finish this thought, Stacy, and then I'll answer your question. That we use multiple platforms. And so each day of the week or each day of the month after we figure out, I told you I use the national hashtag calendar. We pick the ones that we want to target there. We add in any special days for ourselves, identify what we're going to do for marketing for special holidays or incentives that we're doing, and we start building out the content. I tell the girls my ideas. Hey, this is what I'm thinking. As a matter of fact, we have a whole new thing rolling out. The Bloom Where You're Planted tour is coming. It's very soon for you guys. They've been working on all of the stuff. So, but that all comes from preparation in advance and not trying to kind of pick it up right where we come from. Then we put that together. We write out text that's per platform. We size out graphics per platform. As a matter of fact, put a 6 in the chat box if you're in my newsletter list. Put a 6. If you're not on my newsletter list, you want to get that. Last week, and I'm sure Honey can send it out to you if you guys get signed up for it today. We sent out a social media list that told you all the different sizes and dimensions you need for graphics on each platform. That way, if you're working on something custom, you'll know what size graphic instead of having graphics that look like they're squished or sideways and don't work really well. Okay, Rachel says she is. Melanie, so did you guys got that graphic last week, right? Let's see. How do you deal with reputation management online? I think that's a good question for businesses who get bad reviews on Facebook or Google. I think that's a great one because I think reputation management has multiple facets. So let's dive into that. The link, honey, will you drop our newsletter link in there for them, please? Grace, Charity, are you on our newsletter list? When you said you didn't get it, are you on the newsletter list? Pop that information in the chat and honey can grab that for you. That's why you didn't get it. But if you get on it, honey can pull anybody's from today and send last week's newsletter to you so you guys get it. Okay, so honey dropped the link in there for them. Okay, so reputation management, guys, has multiple facets. You have to excuse me. My office is super hot. My husband got me this other fan, so it's blowing. You know those little hairs you have? It's blowing and it keeps hitting me like this. So it's creating the itches. So you either get the itches or the sweat. So, you guys get to pick, and I picked the itches instead of, because if I'm dripping sweat, it might not look quite like I'm quite as together as I am. All right. So anyway, so as we go back here and talk about reputation management, it's got multiple levels. Number one, especially right now, there's a lot of stuff going on where people are attacking other people on social media, right? And so you can be attacked for something you did or didn't say. My son the other day, and I think this is super relevant. So I want you to remember, and I want to give you a little encouragement from behind the scenes as well. He was doing one of his TikTok videos, and many of you know he just went on a 2-month tour. Brands are sponsoring his trip. He's in New York right now, and for doing his TikToks, he's got about 200,000 followers. He has an average of almost 1 million views per video over the last after his last 12 right before he left for this trip, because one of them had almost 8 million. Some only have 40 or 50,000, but the point is that having those stats and stuff were able to help him. He did a video and went past a car with a Trump flag on it. Okay, so remember, this is not a political thing. Just remind you, he was doing a video and went past a car. It wasn't his car, and doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter anyway, but it wasn't even his car. And people wrote in the chat, "Oh my gosh, unfollowed you, saw a Trump flag in your video. I'm unfollowing you." Right? So whether you're for or against a certain political party or climate, doesn't matter. People right now are really really kind of hair trigger. I want to encourage you, number one, to not worry about who unfollows you because they saw something that you passed by in a video, because those people are looking for things, right? Some people will choose to follow you for something that you had nothing to do, and other people will choose to unfollow you. That's okay. But reputation management can come in where now all of a sudden people could start slamming this or that, or say that you're a bad person because of this, or they think you like that. Those things can hurt your reputation, even if they're not true. So as reputation management comes in that particular regard, you just want to keep your side of the street as clean as you can. It's okay to be you. And I know this might stress some of you out, but I want to hit this home. It's okay to be you. You're okay. It's okay for you to have your own likes and dislikes. And it's okay, because I've heard people say, but I made a mistake and now nobody likes me. The people that didn't like you because they saw something that passed by a video, or they thought that you meant something, they're not part of your tribe anyway. You're not going to make everybody happy, and trying to makes you less honest about who you are and what brand you're really representing. So I want to encourage you to be you, no matter what that is. Embrace it, hold on to it, recognize your own value, and don't worry about it. Now, going back to Stacy's question, if people give you bad reviews on Google or they give you bad reviews somewhere else, you want to try and address it. And it's hard to step back from any situation where you've been attacked, or, I say attacked, meaning people have maybe unfairly judged you, right? It's hard to step back because your feelings get hurt. But I want to encourage you to do that and step back for a minute, and always, which we should always do this anyway, but even more so in these circumstances where people are making unfair decisions about you. If you can step back for a minute and pretend you were a mediator, right? That it had nothing to do with you. It was two totally separate people. What questions would you ask them? You might say, why, you might say, how can I help you? How can I fix this? What it is. It doesn't mean you're going to fix it. Like if the person said, you can burn the Trump flag or something, doesn't mean you're going to fix it. What you're trying to do is open a door to have a conversation. May I ask why you gave me that review? Would you give me the opportunity to correct it? It's the conversation that's the important part. Some people, they don't want to fix it. They want to complain. Other people want to fix it. So because I don't know about you guys, if you put a 7 in the chat box, if you read my book, Direct Selling 101, put a 7 in the chat box if you read Direct Selling 101. In there was a chapter and where I reference a place called Hotel Hell. It was on the customer service section, and I had the absolute worst experience at a hotel ever. Now, I never did, which I probably should still go on Yelp and let them have it. I don't know. They could have changed ownership by now, but it was such a horrible experience. And what I said later, and I think it might have been in Direct Selling 201, where I had previously said I would never go back there. But the fact is, I wanted them to fix it. And I mentioned, if someone sent me a card and said, hey, Mrs. Fitch, we know that you had a really poor experience here, and we're so sorry. And here's a gift basket, here's some fruit or some flowers or something for our apologies. We'd also like you to come back and a complimentary stay and let us know how it was. So if you want to fix it, you'll accept people's gracious opportunities to fix things. If you don't, then you're just going to cop your toot anyway. And we have to celebrate our ability and our efforts to try and make up for what people might or may not have misconstrued. Is this making sense to you guys? Put an 8 in the chat box. I'm going to check over here and make sure that we're really understanding about this reputation management. And I'll add on some more stuff there, but this is really important. Your value is what you have to hold on to. You will find your tribe. You will find birds of a feather do flock together, and people will be attracted to who you really are, not who you're pretending to be. Does that make sense to you? Just give me some thumbs up or something in there if you catch that, right? That just you want people that want to be around you, not people that you have to suck up to and pretend that you're someone else just so they'll like you. Okay, let's see. Did the newsletter list change? I think I'm on it, but I haven't gotten anything recently. Melanie, honey, check Melanie Weiser and make sure that she is on our newsletter list. Make sure something didn't happen. We have had people that have opted out of the newsletter list and didn't realize it before. So we'll check on that for you, Melanie. Hey, June, welcome to the broadcast. There's lots of stuff here. Yes, thanks, Becky. Some people unfollow you for perceived wrongs. Yeah, right. They do. They follow you, they unfollow you. Don't worry. Numbers are just numbers. Don't worry about numbers. Just be you. Do the best that you can do. Whatever that is, you should only strive every day to be the best version of yourself, to do the best you can do. That's all anybody should ever ask of you. That's all the good Lord asks of you. That's all a boss should ask of you. And that's all you should ask of yourself. Do your very best. And that is good enough, right? It is enough. Let's see. Thanks, Stacy. Stacy says she read 10 times at least. Thanks, Stacy. How do I do a partial 7? I haven't finished it yet. All right. So you know the book. I gotcha. All right. Charity, Melanie, Kathy, Heather, Becky. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. What about trolls or competition leaving poor reviews? Okay. Hold on one second. And what do you cover in your newsletter? We cover all kinds of stuff in the newsletter. We have tips. We have social media. We have all kinds of stuff. We have, we have games in there sometimes. We have videos. Anyway, we have all kinds of stuff. Okay, so back to finishing reputation management and then kind of tying it into what Kathy's asking here, about trolls or competitors leaving poor reviews. It's the same kind of questions. Ask them questions. And I recommend, and I know this is hard, you have to really judge it. If you have a physical product or service and you've got to judge, are the people really wanting to resolve it or are they just trying to tank you, right? And your way of handling it is what's going to give them what they need, right? Your way of handling the issue when people are saying you suck, your customer service sucks, you said you were going to send something and you didn't send it. So don't try and go offline and just say, hey, I apologize. Could you send me a PM that tells me this information so we can look it up? We want to take care of it. If they're just trying to tank your reputation, then ask questions. So help me understand how you would handle it if you were in my shoes, right? Because those are mature ways to try and resolve things. And smart people can see people who are trying to bait you. And so, there is a certain point where you can end conversation when people are it's obvious that they don't want to. But if you're constantly just doing the best you can do, then you'll get to the answers. Ask good questions. And it's the same kind of thing we do when we're selling or recruiting or scheduling. We ask good questions. How could I have done better? How could I serve you better? What can I do to make it up to you? What can I do? Nothing. You can't do anything. Say, well, I would love to do something. If you can think of something, please let me know. In the meantime, I sent you a brownie, or I sent you a complimentary something, or here's a link to download a free ebook, or it doesn't matter. Even if they're just trying to get something for free, the reputation that other people see how you handle things speaks volumes about who you are. It speaks volumes about what you are like as a person. And I know sometimes when people are lying, because let's face it, sometimes people lie and it sucks. And it's like, how can you do that when that's not true, right? But when you do, then it's like other people are watching. I get messages all the time saying, "Oh, the way you handled that person was really good," or "the way you handled this," which brings me to the troll thing. Trolls, like for instance, on live stream, if you watch my regular live streams, put a 9 in the chat box if you guys watch me every day when I go live. I get trolls sometimes, not as much as I used to, right? Because when live streaming first came out, there was, a barrage of trolls who they didn't have anything better to do, and it was new and it was novel, and they used to do all kinds of crazy stuff. But they're trolls, and they'll come on and say mean things. And like I remember one was saying that I had a mole on my face, and which I do, although they're getting smaller right here. I have two. I have one right here and I have one right here. And I was like, I know, right? Cindy Crawford is so jealous. So what they don't know what to say when you don't get offended, when you don't freak out, right? When they, I don't remember. They say all kinds of weird stuff to me. But it's okay when you remember that it's like a young kid. It's usually like really insecure people or young kids that are doing the trolling. Because let's face it, happy, confident people do not wake up thinking, "How can I go attack or hurt someone today?" They just don't. It's like, so the person doing that is just think of them as sad, lonely little boy, because it's usually men. Women are much less likely to do it. Mean girls do other things. They don't usually troll. But think about that for a minute. When we can use empathy, and if you've seen some of my live streams, empathy is the great equalizer. If you can use empathy when people are attacking you, and just think, wow, how can I, right? HCI, how can I be compassionate? How can I fix the situation? How can I, work around this? How can I recognize their value even when they don't see their own? So that's how you work through the troll thing. And a lot of times people will take their own comments down. I mean, we have trolls that have sent donations in. We've got trolls that we call troll conversions. And I think Jeremy's actually in the chat box right now. Jeremy was one of my troll conversions. So, he is now an avid supporter of everyone. And he is not only an anti-bullier, but he makes sure that, other people know if people are getting bullied or trolled. So those things are all important to your reputation management and building your brand. And, with social media. And as a matter of fact, we had Darnell on a few weeks ago, Darnell Self on National Millionaire Day. And Darnell, it works with Legal Shield. Terry works with him at Legal Shield. And they have the new legal ID Shield has some extensive stuff that they do now with social media. So you can monitor your kids and make sure they're not getting bullied and make sure there's not nudity going on and those kind of things. So we're always adding on protections to do those things. And so we can guard our reputation, because sometimes people will, and maybe it's not, I mean, you guys have seen it in the media. People have gotten fired because they posted an inappropriate meme, or they did something that was inappropriate. And like I said, I'm a big believer in giving people chance to kind of apologize and fix it, because we don't all think of things the same way. And sometimes we realize after, like, oh, I didn't know that's what that meant, or oh, I guess that didn't sound the way I thought it would. I think we should always give people the benefit of the doubt, but that's just me. Okay, let me look at your questions. And I have not heard back from Dinesh yet, so I don't know where our sweet guest is. But maybe we can figure out what's going on. Melanie, you are on the newsletter list, so we'll check it out and see if the last one went there. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. Okay, so I'm just going to keep on going, guys, and I'm just going to, keep on trucking and give you guys some great value, and we'll figure out how to add Dinesh back in. We still have the RecurPost link. I can tell you guys a little bit more about RecurPost, but maybe I can have Dinesh fill in on another day. Let's see. How is what you're saying appropriate for a corporate management, like a CEO of a national chain? Be specific, Stacy. Are you talking about trolls? Or are you talking about reputation management? Help me understand what you mean. Is Join the Journey the newsletter? Join the Journey, I think, is actually the Fitch 5K newsletter. Becky, honey, check and see if Becky O'Mell is on the newsletter list. If not, can you tag her? That I agree with you. People love to complain all the time. Some people do, because, when people aren't heard or they don't feel like people care about them, they tend to want to be louder and louder about it. That one guy, I forget his name, tried his hardest to troll you, but he gave up. Yeah, there's some people do that. I remember who you're talking about, but I can't remember his name either, Jeremy. I still think it's hilarious that guy gave you money. I thought it was hilarious too, but it was $50, and then I gave 5 books away, right? You subscribe. Thank you, Charity. Got to jump off. Yes. Well, welcome. Thanks. I do that by exercising while reading a self-development book. Excellent job, Rachel. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you guys a few more minutes about social media. Okay, so we're going to talk about how you can use RecurPost, since that was our topic for tonight. And I'm going to talk to you about some other engagement things so you can learn. Like right now, this is also, remember, you guys said we had Photofy on here a couple weeks ago. If you take the Photofy photos that you made, John told us all about it. You guys got, it's a free software, or you can do some upgrades, but you do that, you can start doing social media management for other people. If you learn how to ask engaging questions and you learn how to use a national hashtag strategy, this could be your side hustle. And it can also be it will help you promote your side hustle. You can create graphics to say, hey, I create graphics, or hey, I do this, or hey, I do that. So like I said, when you put all the pieces together of the things that we've talked about on how you can make money, this is a way for you to increase the money that you're making right now in whatever business you're in. So if you want more customers, you want more people seeing what you have for content, be fun and engaging with your content, but be consistent. You've got to be consistent, which is one of the things we love about RecurPost. Now I want you to put a 10 in the chat box if you know what evergreen content is. Put a 10 in the chat box if you know what evergreen content is. And let me answer Stacy to say, well, I was thinking about a friend who has a national chain and they get attacked on their Facebook page, and the CEO has nothing to do with running their social media. They have VAs do it. So how does what you said apply to that when the owner isn't doing the post? Well, the owner has to take responsibility. And again, so this particular show, we're talking about, do you NEOs, you need extra opportunities. How can you build that? So if you're the social media manager, you have to try and protect the reputation as well of the owner. So it's your responsibility. I mean, the owner is responsible for what the VAs post, right? I mean, he is. If they make a mistake, my team's made mistakes before. I don't get a chance to view everything, and otherwise I am the total bottleneck of everything that goes on. And there's a couple times there's been some stuff that was posted and I was like, oh, that's not good. that's not what you might think it means, or that's not something that's correct, like for our brand. So your reputation, you want to make sure that you're delivering that value to them. And when we do a content calendar, we make sure they can look at it. We show them what we're going to do. We ask some engaging questions because we're trying to get that back and forth. And if you know already that you should reply with video, then you know that you'll increase your relevance in the algorithm that makes you show up on more people's news feeds, right? And I know that's a lot of techie terms for people who don't understand social media that well. But it's important that we put that in there, that you create some engaging content. Maybe it's something with stunning color, or a photograph that you took, or maybe it's even a stock photo that you're putting a quote with. But you want to create engaging content. And one of the great things, like I said, about using Recur Post, it makes it simple for you to create content that can go out on a regular basis. If you're, for instance, podcasts are really, really big right now. So everybody's listening to podcasts. A lot of businesses and brands are putting a lot of money into podcasts. So if you know how to podcast, you could get a side gig doing something like that. If you know how to repurpose the content, like we had when we had repurpose.io, we had Hani on here. Then you can help teach them to do that. You can repurpose it. But when you repurpose that content, then you can put it into Recur Post and have it constantly going out. Like once a week, you have an old podcast going out. Maybe you have your new one coming out. And then let's say your new one comes out on Tuesday. On Friday, maybe you have an old podcast that comes out. So you've got 2 going out per week, because everybody doesn't see them the first time around. So you can recycle that as evergreen. And the more that you put in there, the longer in between times that it will come back up. And so when you have that filing cabinet system, if you didn't put out any content for, several weeks or even a month, you still have content going out every day if you've built that evergreen content folder up well. So hopefully that made sense. It was going to make more sense if our guest was here to tell you about it, but hopefully that has made some sense to you guys, and I can answer some more questions. We were a few minutes late because we had a couple technical difficulties. So I can continue on, and I can just add in some of that Q&A stuff now, which, like I said, getting your engagement up on your social media is going to extend your reach and give more people an opportunity to see what you're doing and how you're making money. Yeah, thank you, Stacy. Let's see. I've watched a lot of network marketing trainings over the past several months. Yes. Okay. And so did you have a question with that, Rachel, or did I miss something? Let me know what that means. Thank you. You're welcome, Barry. Okay. Yes. Okay. So let me know if you guys have some more questions on that. Content calendars for us, it is a spreadsheet, and it includes the text, and includes the images, and we can actually go through and we can update images, but you do want to size your content specifically for each platform whenever possible, so it looks native to the platform. Oh, thank you, Becky. I really appreciate that. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Do you have any more questions? Like I said, I don't know if you have a Q&A. Usually you guys are driving that Q&A stuff to our guest. What I'm going to do is go ahead and go through some of the other slides. If you guys haven't typed in winner in the chat box yet, do that. I'm going to go back over there and like I said, we'll go through a few of those things. We'll do another giveaway. I don't think anybody came up with the time-saving twins. I think I might have to give something else differently. And Becky, you are not on our newsletter list. So if you would like to, just say yes in the chat box, and Honey will add you to that list, and we'll make sure that we get that thing out to you. Okay, let me go back here, and we'll add this back. Go over here. So I gave you some time-saving tips, which was by putting all of that stuff together all at once, trying to do your content at least a 1-month time period at a time. And that way, that's, like I said, when you bulk do things like the time-saving twins, if you guys don't, I guess you probably don't remember. Oh, I am getting a message from our guest, but I don't know what it says. But since the show's over, I'll address it with him in just a second and find out if something happened. So group tasking and layering were the time-saving twins. So if I missed that and someone said it, then we will give you a prize. If not, we'll try and come up with another way to do it. But those 2 things, when we group task that, where we're doing it all at one time, we get it done faster and more efficiently. Okay, so we still telling you guys about the book of the month. You guys can go to, if you want to see the other books of the month, you can go to amazon.com/shop/Vicki Fitch. There's a book club section in there. Those are the books I recommend, and there's a little reviews in the corner of them as well. Again, put winner in the chat box. That helps you to win the grand prize. Social media corner, we pretty much talked about social media all through here. We talked about a couple other platforms. We talked about how to integrate those things together to make sure that we have all of our content and that we're creating engagement on each platform. Remember also not to just stick with one platform, because you never can tell what's going to happen. Many of you know I've my social media prediction last year was about TikTok, which is going gangbusters. But what I've also been reminding my son is that you definitely don't want people just staying on that platform, especially when the federal government is not, that they don't even allow federal employees to use TikTok because of the China connection. And if you don't understand how that part works, any content that you put out there, the Chinese government has access to and can use. Not that they would yours, right? But they can. And that's why the federal government doesn't allow it and has asked all of their federal employee children not to have it on their phones because they consider it a potential breach. So that at any time, I would consider that a very volatile network. And so at any time that could be shut down. So if he's got 200,000 followers, if he doesn't have another way to connect with them, then they're going bye-bye, right? So don't just put all your eggs in one basket. You want to get people onto your newsletter list as well. Okay, this is our guest, Dinesh. He's not here, but we'll find out what happened. Like I said, he is over in India, and he built one of his companies over here, and then anyway, it's a long story. He was going to probably share it with you. So we'll see if we can get him rescheduled in. He had some other things that he wanted to share with you guys as well, where you can make money that it's really fast, literally today. If you want to get connected with him, there's some of his info. I'm just kind of scrolling through these. You guys know Angela's left me here on my own to do some of our drawings and stuff. So I'm going to do one. If you guys have not registered yet, go to sorry, doyoukneo.com/register. And I will have, I'll pick a number from the chat in just a second, and we'll find someone to give a gift to. Let's see. Let me see. I can see some more comments here. Okay, there you go. Thank you. Rachel knew? Oh, Rachel did have that already? Oh, so, okay, Rachel already put it, so I must have missed it. So, Rachel, then you won the box of NeoStart. Send that in on the doyoukneo.com/I1. And let's see. Thank you guys. Thanks so much for telling me, because as you know, I would never take a prize away from you intentionally. I just missed it. I ordered the book. It is on its way. Which one? Atomic Habits? Super excited for you. Any tips on gaining more Facebook friends who may be interested in your product or service? Actually, yes, I do. Let's give away a prize, and then we will answer Rachel's stuff there. So if I'm going to go ahead and honey, I want you to we have a private chat. Put a number from 1 to 103, 1 to 103, and I will pick a winner from the people that are registered. If you guys have not registered yet, you better do it quick. And, because you don't know what number she picked anyway. So I'll give you guys another minute to do that. If you haven't already, go to doyoukneo.com/register. And I'll do this one in just 1 second. I just want to get it finished up for you guys so we can answer. So I'll answer Rachel's question, and then I will do that other prize over there. More Facebook friends who might be interested in your product or service. First of all, what I recommend you guys do now, are you guys in other Facebook groups? Facebook groups are a great place for you to find like-minded people. For instance, if you are doing health and wellness products, you can find health and wellness groups. You can find walking groups. You can find, different people. I'm trying to think. I can't remember the name of it, but there is a group called Dehydrated Americans, something like that, where they told me about it because Elijah's always dehydrated, but it's it's a website of people helping other people to stay hydrated. Now, if that's not an issue you have, you might not think about it. You might not even ever consider that, but you can go onto Facebook. You can use hashtags to search the fields, and then maybe I'll let me see if I can pull this up and maybe do a quick screen share with you since we have a couple extra minutes. Let me see if I can do that really quick and hold on 1 second and show you guys how, because some people don't really know how to look for stuff. Okay, let's try sharing. Let me try and do a screen share with you guys. A different screen share. and pull up Facebook really quick. Let's see if I stop this one and try and do another one. Let's see what I can come up with. All right. Okay. So if you come onto Facebook, right, and you type in a topic, let's say, because we were talking about hydration, right? So let's type in hydration. Sorry, let's get rid of those for a minute. You can see already everything here. You got hydration and healthcare professionals, different stuff. And the reason I brought up hydration, of course, is because National Hydration Day is coming up. But you can also look for posts specifically, people. So you can look for people that have to do with that. And the first ones that are going to come up are people that you know. If you knew people that were here, like this one would say, hey, and 5 of your friends are in this group, or, because technically, I'll give you another little tip. You can't be a brand and be a friend. This has to only be people. Okay, so technically these guys are all in violation of the terms of service of Facebook, and they could get shut down. That's the truth. Doesn't mean Facebook's going after them, but these are not friends. These are brand pages. So people just don't know that they're not supposed to do that. You can look up photos, right? You can look up videos that have to do with hydration. But one of the places you will probably want to look is going to pages or groups, right? And so if there's a specific holiday or something that's coming up, then you want to look. See, so the hydration room has a page, but they also put themselves as a profile. I believe that was the same one. But groups, okay? So looking for groups that have to do with a topic that you want to be involved in. You can also see, how many people are in the group. And different things that are going on. Like it'll give you a little bit of information if you know people that are already in the group, right? So you can look for you can public or private groups, my groups, if you're trying to look through here, right? So all of these things can help you. There might be events. Are there any events on hydration going on? Well, what do you know? July 6th, which is probably National Hydration. No, I think National Hydration Day is in June. I'm almost positive. I'm sure it is. But you can see different events. So when you're asking how do I get involved with people that would want to know about my product or service, pick a topic that has something to do. Maybe it's weight loss. Maybe it's jewelry. Maybe it's clothing. Maybe it's maybe you're an Uber driver and you want to teach people how, do other places. Maybe it's social media. You can look any of those topics up and find groups and people that have the same interests or that, have things going on like that. So hopefully you found that helpful. Let me take this off for a minute and let me know. Did you guys find that helpful? I'm going to go ahead and pull your prize right now, but pop in the chat box and let me know if you found that helpful, Rachel, and if you felt like that actually answered your question. I see a few of you guys have filled out this. There's some more coming in, so let me pull them into this. Yes, I got to pull them over to the other ones that were already registered. And Honey, I got to go check out what Honey's number was, which one she gave me so we can pick our winner. All right, her number is 83. So I am going over here to pick. Actually, I guess I'll do 2 this way. I will do 83, whoever's closest to 83 out there, because I got to give 2 prizes away. And I'm going to do the 83rd registration that's over here. And this week's, I have to go back up even. So we have, who is it? Well, it's not pulling the name up for me. Hold on a minute, guys. Amber McIntyre. Amber McIntyre is our winner. Amber McIntyre. If Amber is here, go to doyouneo.com/I1 and congratulations. Amber is in Cleveland, Tennessee. All right. So let's go back over here. And so 83 was our number. And yes. What are you guys saying yes for? Let's see. I see. You're right. I didn't tell you guys that. So 2 people put a number. You're right. I didn't. Okay. So we're going to do one more really quick so you guys can win because you're right. I didn't. So Honey, you're going to pick a number from 1 to 100, another one. And you guys are all going to put a number in the chat box. And then whoever is closest to the number that she picks, and it's definitely not going to be 83 because we already know that's the one I used a minute ago for Amber McIntyre. So you guys put your number in the chat box and we will go from there. All right. So drop a number in there. So I'm looking for some other questions to see if you guys had some more on talking. Like I said, social media, you want to use you want to make sure that you're putting content in there that's based on the size graphic that's for that specific platform. I do recommend you use graphics or video right now. Later on, when you develop a skill for long form content, there's a lot of that goes really well on LinkedIn. There's some, even on Facebook, you can do some really well with some long form content, but you have to make sure you have a point. You got to make sure that you're kind of separating it out. We're going to be doing some stuff, teaching you a lot of really intricate techniques, simple to advanced, starting pretty soon. So if you're not on our newsletter list, you want to get on it so you guys can get registered for it. And I'm going to go over and check. You guys have another minute, so hurry up because I'm going to go check that number so I can get it. And I do have Honey's number over there. And she is, Honey, you're going to identify which one. I think actually somebody got the exact number, if I'm looking correctly. They did. And guess who it is? The one and only. Well, I don't see anybody else has that number yet, but she's the first one to pick it up. So Rachel Peel, you have won, and you get yourself a box of NeoStart as well. Okay, guys, you are a fabulous audience. Next week, you guys are going to be, you get me again next week, unless I can flip-flop and maybe have Dinesh here. We'll see. But next week, I'm doing what's called Honoring Your Inner Entrepreneur. We're going to be talking about the bully in your head. We're going to be talking about the nudge that gets you off course. We're going to be talking about how you can reel in and focus in on people to get them converted over to your business right now. I'm going to teach you some skills on, literally when you get off the broadcast, that you could do it, sharing out a message, having a prepared message, not one that sounds cheesy, but having one that's prepared. You can tweak just a little bit, maybe you guys can create some Facebook. I don't know if you guys know how to do that. In Messenger, how to create some groups so you can send information out to a small group of people because I want to help you start this conversion process. I want to know what business you're in. Many of you, there's a lot of the Neogenics people, since they're our sponsor, that are here, but there's many of you that aren't. So tell us what business you're in. And if you're interested in a business, check out Neogenics. Go over to the doyouneo.com page and check out the sponsor page. See what's going on over there. Check out the specials they've got. Talk to some of the people in here and let's see if we can help you find that side hustle or find your feel better. That's one of their taglines there. Yes, go Rachel. Rachel is a dynamic girl that's always focusing on her business. She's always giving it her all. She has great posts. I love the fact she's doing some live. We got to keeping on to get that stuff going. But you guys have been an excellent group. Like I said, I don't know exactly what happened with our guest. I'll figure that out, and we may have him back on next week. It might be me doing Honor Your Inner Entrepreneur. And I know on the 24th, that is when we're doing the recruiting one. We're going to talk about recruiting and how to get people onto your team in an authentic way, and then how to get them engaged so they're moving forward and not stagnating, how they're actually learning how to then recruit themselves and so on and so forth. So make sure you guys get registered. Make sure you tag someone you think needs the broadcast and send me some messages and let me know what other topics you guys are looking for, because I'm super excited about providing that value for you. And I hope you found some big value for today. So if you guys can drop a tens in the chat box or hundreds or 101, whatever you want, saying you got some value, I'd really appreciate it. Yes, there's a Neo event for folks to learn more. Let me know if you'd like to join. Excellent, Rachel. And like I said, let us know. We are super excited to help you to build your business and your brand. I'm excited for you guys who won. I hope I answered all of your questions. I will look forward to seeing you guys here next week, 6 p.m. Pacific, either with, like I said, Dinesh or me. Well, I'm going to be here anyway, but either with more information on RecurPost or information with me here. Well, thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Melanie. I really do appreciate you guys. I want to continue bringing you value. Also, watch my live streams, typically at 6 p.m. Pacific. And if you're in the Entrepreneurial Rockstars group, I will be doing a live training in there. Those are exclusive just for the Rockstar group. So, honey, drop that link too if they want to join the Rockstars. If you went to the freebies page, there should be a link to the Rockstars there as well. That's one of the things we started in June. We're doing a weekly exclusive training that's only inside that group. So anyway, I appreciate you guys. And until next time, I want to remind you, like I always do, to dream it, believe it, and achieve it. Ciao. We'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow and for sure next week.